Do we pivot to Miami?
Yes,
right,
because it's super, super awkward right now.
Mm-hmm.
Here's how awkward it is. While there are tons of reports out about Manny Diaz being replaced by Mario Cristobal, Manny Diaz is currently out recruiting today for Miami. Meanwhile, Mario Cristobal is currently in the home of a recruit in Southern California, according to Matt Prim of 24/7 Sports. And he has multiple in-home visits with commits and targets in the Southern California area all lined up today. So Mario Cristobal is currently recruiting today for Oregon. Manny Diaz is currently recruiting for Miami. As all of this news is springing everywhere, it is being reported that no decision has been made. Oregon has a contract extension. Miami's coming after it. Miami doesn't want a Chip's reading of the situation. Very, very clear. Chip's reading the situation. Miami doesn't want to fire Manny until Mario says yes, because then they'd be afraid of what to do if Mario says no.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a horrible position for Manny Diaz first, but also for the Miami Hurricanes.
It's awkward as hell. Because, like, if Mario says no and stays at Oregon and gets that giant new contract, and, like, what do you do if you're Manny Diaz? Like, that they're actively and not very secretively trying to find your replacement. So it's like, oh, great, cool. And I've got a new AD coming in. So it's like, if you're Manny Diaz, hell, I joked around about this on Twitter, and most Miami fans said they'd be okay with it. But, like, if you're Manny Diaz, are you gauging interest in any other Power 5 jobs right now?
Yes.
I don't know if he's going to get another Power 5 job right now, but I think what you do if you're Manny Diaz is you keep recruiting. Like, you guys know coaches, their confidence is unbelievably high and many times unjustified.
Right.
They believe that they are always one player, one season from turning things around. And if Miami botches the Mario thing, and I don't think they will, I think it's going to be done, but who knows? You better be recruiting out there. And then how do you turn around the narrative? I think that one is actually easy to say, maybe not easy to do. You just say, look, guys, I told you it was all media noise. I was right. I've stayed on message the entire time. I said I was going to be the head coach at Miami, and all that other stuff was nonsense, and that they fired the AD because I won that power struggle. And I did, and I'm still here. So on the off chance Miami botches this, I think that's the message. I mean, what would be the point of not going to recruit today? I guess pride. It is a little bit embarrassing that, like, Miami is actively out there negotiating with a new coach until they can fire you. But it also is a really bad look to your next employer that, hey, it looked like I was going to be out, so I just quit on it. No, I'm going to keep fighting and battling for what I'm trying to build here until you tell me I'm done, because this is my quote-unquote dream job, et cetera, et cetera.
Let me ask you guys this question, but I'm pretty sure I know your answer. But, Chip, if Mario Cristobal is not a Miami alum, does leaving Oregon for Miami make any sense in the world to you?
No. And be deeper than Miami alum is grew up there, wasn't
his mom
assistant there. His mom's not doing well. Family connections. Was it brother's a cop down there?
Brother's a cop down there. Mom is in poor health. It's been reported by multiple outlets. He's from down there. I think if not for all those factors, obviously, like, two of his good friends are reported billionaires or soon to be billionaires. They went to Columbus High School together. Those are kind of the guys leading the charge. Lemonis just pledged $3 million on Twitter yesterday. There's a report that Ruiz wants to build in a 50,000 seat on-campus stadium. Shout out to David Lake for that reporting there of Inside the U. He's the guy whose company is valued at $20 billion by Forbes. So I think if you were not a Miami alum, but you had those friends and your mom was in poor health, sure, that makes sense. Like, I don't know that you had to have played for Miami, but it certainly impacts how he views the job, I would say. Also, Lincoln Riley is at USC. We've said this before. He's had it on easy mode as far as recruiting. You had a cluster with USC unjustified sanctions, and then Len Swan, and then Pat Hayton as ADs, and they paid Pat Hayton like Nick Saban style money, or Clay Helton Nick Saban style money, and couldn't get rid of him for a long time. It allowed you to go in and raid California pretty effectively.
And also,
that party's over.
So we were talking about earlier in the show, Clemson might be, it looks more vulnerable right now than it has in a long time. So maybe. I just think that in a vacuum, personally, I would much rather be at Oregon than Miami, just because I know I have the full power of Nike behind me. So anything I ask for, I'm going to get.
I can still be selfishly excited about it, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because of like whether they win or not, good for business. I mean, Miami gets hyped about an Al Golden team that's overrated, a Manny Diaz team that's a little bit, overrated. Can you imagine what the fan interest and the college football interest is going to be if it seems like there's a lot of real, as Bud mentioned, real financial support coming from the Miami community, and you're bringing in a relentless and dogged recruiter like Mario Cristobal? We talk. You've mentioned, Bud, that running the Saban playbook in the SEC seems a little bit crowded. You ain't dealing with a bunch of Saban playbooks when you're recruiting in the ACC, and I think that's all of that is good for business and something that should be exciting.
Completely agree. It's really good for the ACC overall as well, because when they go and try to get ESPN to renegotiate or whatever they need to do to try to get more money out of that deal, which is really just going to kill them long term if they don't get that thing fixed. It's good to have multiple programs that are actually like legitimate national brands. Miami, when it's good, is a national brand. Clemson, due to recent success, when it's good, is kind of a national brand. I say kind of because they still don't draw that well on TV compared to what you think they would. It's more regional. Florida State's obviously a national brand if they're good. North Carolina, kind of in that Clemson bucket, but I think, obviously the name appeal, especially because basketball has helped so much. Like they need Miami's what? They've been in the league now for 18 years and they've been to the conference title game one time.
Correct.
And lost it.
Correct.
This is kind of what they need, an infusion of cash and an infusion of excitement down there.
I want to.
You mentioned. Oh, I'm sorry. You mentioned the 50,000 seat stadium. Where on Miami's campus are they going to fit a 50,000 seat stadium?
I guess there's a high school down there they want to
tear down.
Yeah,
there's America in a
high school field, not a.
I was going to say that's America in a nutshell. Tear down a school, build a stadium.